CCFR's Canada Downrange. Sport shooting is the most exciting and least covered sport in Canada. Come with us as we travel across our great nation to discover the coolest events, amazing locations, and the most interesting people. Today on CCFR's Canada Downrange, come along with us as we check out an all Chilliwack, BC episode. First, we'll head to General Vokes Range Complex for the BCRA Provincial Service Conditions Championships. Then we get an inside look at the manufacturing processes of modular-driven technologies as we tour their facility.
So the rundown on what's happening today is we're going to talk to Ryan Stacey. I think he's won this actual event 18 times, and we're going to get him to tell us exactly how this whole day works.
While the amazing Chilliwack countryside sets a beautiful backdrop, these competitors had no time to admire the view.
So glad to be chatting with you. We're finally out here at the BCRA Service Conditions Championship.
Well, there's two different things. There's service pistol and service rifle at this competition, which come together to form service conditions.
Okay.
So they'll actually give a prize for the top guy that has service pistol and service rifle scores together. There's precision rifle match. You guys are going to come and check that one out. It's more active sniper type shooting. We don't like to call it the sniper match, but it's precision. It's on very small targets. There's a lot of target recognition, there's moving targets, there's snap shoots, all kinds of different stuff. It's tons of fun.
This event was put on by the BCRA and the DCRA, two associations with the same goal, to encourage Canadians to take up shooting sports. The British Columbia Rifle Association holds the provincial championships every year, and it always serves to highlight the cooperative interactions between civilian and military personnel.
It's carried on all the way through, up until today. It's still going, so it's pretty amazing that we can sort of contribute a little bit to the military side and help those guys sort of figure out the marksmanship thing. This match, actually, that we're shooting today is the 90th time the BCRA has shot this match. So this is the 90th match they've run. So it started a long time ago. It's all volunteers, nobody gets paid. It's an association, so all the monies that go into it are collected to help promote shooting in other ways. So there's cadet programs that are run by the DCRA and BCRA. There's indoor shooting, small bore, there's target rifle, there's F-class, there's service rifle, there's all kinds of different opportunities for people. The problem with some of the DCRA and the provincial rifle associations is they rely on the military and a group of civilians that are like known shooters. They don't really advertise, so we've kind of found that it's slowing down a little bit, and it's sort of up to us, the shooters, to drag more people in and say, hey, look, this is available. Come and shoot it. It's a ton of fun. You're going to be addicted, and so we're working on it.
Remember, if you don't stand up for your own ability to own and use firearms, who will? Join the CCFR or donate right now at www.firearmrights.ca.
competition has several challenges, some testing the participants' accuracy at extreme distances, while others had them running into position to shoot at the targets.
Back in those days, we didn't actually have a standing army, so the civilians were all militia-type people. So they would shoot at competitions and take that knowledge that they gained from shooting competitions off to the battlefield. The DCRA basically was designed back before World War I to help the Army get marksmanship training through civilian participation.
The Dominion of Canada Rifle Association was founded in 1868 and is the national governing body for full-bore target shooting. It promotes and supports the pursuit of excellence in military and civilian marksmanship as a positive and significant contribution to Canada, to the sport of shooting, and the safe handling of firearms.
There's no like skill testing question you have to answer or some sort of thing to pass to come and shoot. You just come and shoot, you get the safety briefing. If you have any questions or you're a little bit worried about what to do, there's like tons of guys like myself or will always help out. The course of fire is explained very easily before the match, so you know exactly what you got to do. Like we mentioned on the podcast, the service rifle shooters were actually the very first ones because of that militia and civilian competition effect, right? And all the shooting sports that have spawned from that are target rifle and F-class, and all of those things all spawned from service rifles. So really, service rifle is kind of the granddaddy of all the shooting sports in Canada because it was the very first one, and it was used to help prepare us to go to battle. Well, you can look up the two websites. The BCRA website is bcrifle.org, I believe, and the Dominion of Canada Rifle Association is, I think it's dcra.ca. Yeah. And you can check out what they have available on there. They'll give you schedules. They'll give you little rundowns on the different types of matches. They'll give you results if you want to see some results from one of the competitions that happens. And
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you, Ryan.
thanks.
To find out more about the BCRA or the DCRA, check out their websites at bcrifle.org and dcra.ca.
All right, here's your pro tip for today. I'm here with Trevor Furlot once again. Hey, Trevor.
Hey.
From IPSC, New Brunswick. Now, it's going to be a short question that has a lot of answers, but the question is, if I'm getting involved in IPSC shooting, and for the first time, and maybe I'm on a budget, I don't know, how much, what level of commitment should I have to buying the gear that I'm going to use for the next 5 years, let's say, right off the bat, or can I kind of get some decent gear and start changing stuff out as need be? Based on your experience, what's the best way to do that?
Well, as you said, there's definitely two schools of thought. Do I drop $2,000 on a pistol, or do I start with an M&P or a Glock? All right, and I would rather see someone get in with a budget firearm that is reasonably accurate and highly reliable, and learn the sport and be involved rather than someone go drop big dollars on a gun, shoot a couple matches and decide it's not for them.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Really? Anyway. That's because that's not how I did it. Right? I was ready to go out the gate. I was getting training before my black badge, but that's me. No, I would definitely encourage someone who's unsure to get that budget firearm like an M&P or a Glock. And once they decide that IPSC is for them, it's more important to learn IPSC and learn the fundamentals of marksmanship and how they apply within the context of our sport than it is to go out and buy an expensive gun. Get a budget gun and get some training. So there's lots of opportunity to get good quality training right here at home in Canada. We've got a couple of national champions who are putting on classes either on their own or through country or through companies that they're associated with. And signing up for one of these IPSC specific classes will take you leaps and bounds. I mean, you will go from a C-class shooter to an A-class shooter in no time if you have any kind of a natural ability or skill that needs to be honed and developed. But I think what people are going to find surprising is when they sign up for these IPSC classes, a lot of them are expecting to get out there on the range and spend all this time on movement, how to get in and out of a shooting position better, how to break down a stage so you come up with the perfect stage plan, when the bulk of the training is going to be on how to shoot your gun properly. And that's what it takes. The other stuff will come naturally through experience. You can learn that on the range within the context of a match and watching other people and mimicking what you see, but you can't mimic their art, their accuracy. I can't say to you, Rod, think like him. I can say stand like him, right? But I can't get you inside his head, not in a match. I can tell you what he's thinking within the context of training and why he's doing what he's doing and how he's developed those fundamentals of accuracy. And that's what it comes down to. Whether it's IPSC or anything else, you need to master the fundamentals of accuracy and then be able to apply them consistently and on demand. That's how you get good.
So you do classes like that, don't you?
We do. Myself and Matthew McClatchy, we have our own little training school called Ferlacci Training. And we do fundamentals and beyond fundamentals. And the fundamentals class is literally just that. It's for someone who has not picked up a firearm and needs to know how to load it and unload it safely. And we build from there. To the next day, we have you running and doing reloads on the run.
And how would I get into a class like that? With you guys?
Yeah, well, we usually do them through the podcast Slamfire Radio. So you send an email, slamfireradio.com, and they're slamfireradio@gmail.com. And we announce our annual, we've been doing a class in Edmonton every year, pretty much. This is our third year running now. So next year we're hoping to do something in conjunction with the Podcasters Charity Shoot. So maybe that's something you want to look out for.
Excellent. Well, you owe me $50 for bringing that up.
Yes, I saw that coming.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Awesome.
$50 is a steal.
For sure. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Trevor.
The second location we visited was the MDT factory.
My name is Martin van Rutenberg and I am the CEO at MDT. MDT is a precision rifle accessory manufacturer, mainly chassis systems. So chassis systems for bolt-action rifles is how MDT got started back in 2009. There's lots of chassis in there that, you see a whole bunch of MDT logos.
Modular Driven Technologies was founded by Laszlo Clementis, who wanted a tactical chassis for his rifles with AR-15 ergonomics. With a background in CNC machining, he started to manufacture his own. As an avid competitor in service rifle, precision, and F-class, he started looking for something in the market which was not available.
So in 2009, one product. Today we have approximately 500 different products that we produce for different bolt-action rifles. Beautiful Chilliwack, British Columbia. It's a great place to be. Not only just for the environment around us, but also the city of Chilliwack is awesome with helping us grow our business. Last week, Thursday, we took the whole company to the range. A number of people that don't shoot very often, or some of them may never have at all, got to shoot, and we also gave them a 50 cal. So we have a number of people shooting a 50 BMG for the first time. They didn't have a scope or anything like that, but just to feel the impact. And so yeah, they had a lot of fun. This is our engineering department. So the engineering offices are over there, but all this area is used for R&D. When they 3D print something, when something is made, they can come in here and maybe make some minor tweaks. They can do anything they need to do to get a product to its final stage before production. So this is where we do our own hand loading of ammunition. So in here we can turn this machine on and shoot a lot of rounds into this bullet trap. We have a good team of people of designers, shooters, people that are inside of the company that are shooters, but we also use quite a few people outside of the company that give their feedback on what they want in the product. And we are always looking for what's the feedback, what do people want, and we try to look ahead before people know themselves that they want certain features or a certain look or whatever it might be. We always ask ourselves the question at MDT, how can our customer or how can we shoot better? It's our slogan, shoot better. So the chassis provides great ergonomics for shooting. So somebody that comes from active duty, is used to shooting with an AR, goes to our platform with a bolt action rifle, they will be very comfortable with that. And they'll be a better shooter because they are more comfortable with that setup. So when we look at our other products, we want to do the same thing. So some of the items are made on this machine here. So this is a buffer tube for our skeleton carbine stock. That's being made on this machine right now. There's not much you can see going on because of all the cooling fluid being sprayed against the window. MDT is inside of MDT itself. There's about 20 people that do design, packaging, sales and marketing. The machine shop is a separate company from MDT and there's approximately 60 to 70 people. One out of every so many chassis is being inspected for measurements, critical dimensions and also non-critical dimensions. Because when a chassis or any part is being manufactured, there's tool wear or anything can happen that tolerances change, and we want to make sure that everything we produce stays within the tolerances. So what this machine does, it measures everything. So when the probe touches, it's taking a measurement.
MDT is a leader in the marketplace for the manufacturing of chassis systems for precision rifles. Their products are used by many shooting sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and military personnel. This is a world-class manufacturing facility that employs nearly 100 people who are proud to contribute to Chilliwack's economy while also providing shooting enthusiasts with a quality Canadian product around the world.
We're a very responsible business. We sell all over the world. We sell to law enforcement, defense, sports. Nobody could find anything about our business that could be questionable. Yet some people in a corporate office sit there and say that they do not want to do business with us without really knowing who we are and what we do and what we contribute to this country. We actually work with the government on growing our business and they're happy to do so. We're a big export, so of course it's good for Canada. We first make for end users. Once we've made for the end users and they are happy with the product, then we may take that product to an OEM and say, look, this is what the latest is, this is what the end users want. That is a concept that has worked well for us. We have relationships with all the major OEMs all over the world. We sell to approximately 40 different countries every year. We just make sure that we stay ahead of the market. I would almost say all of our product is made in Canada, and it is. Everything would have a made in Canada label. Our raw material all comes from the US, but everything is produced in Canada, yes.
For more information on MDT's products, visit mdttac.ca. And finally, to protect your rights to own and use firearms, support the CCFR by going to firearmrights.ca.
Remember, if you don't stand up for your own ability to own and use firearms, who will? Join the CCFR or donate right now at www.firearmrights.ca.